SNAP-As matters because it is a opportunity to educate people about nutrition, which is a topic that American culture widely ignores from any standard. And so many people end up with a mind full of misinformation. It gives us a chance to clarify what can be a really confusing topic. And nutrition is so central to our health. You have to eat 3 times a day, and people don't realize how foundational it is to your health. And SNAP-Ed provided a window and access to be able to touch on all of those things with a myriad of populations who need support in that area. Okay, a time that I was really tangibly able to see the impact of my work was I am lucky enough to work with a school called the Wissahickon Charter Schools, and the students of the Auberry site of that school do an amazing job of dropping just some golden nugget quotes on me. And there was a day I was serving a kale and chickpea salad that I really thought was going to get razzed, that the children absolutely loved. And I was butlering the samples through the cafeteria, and a young man came over to me and said, "I don't usually like salad, but everything else you've made this year has been pretty good, so I guess I'll try it." And I was just totally flattered. I probably stepped outside and had a tear in my eye about it. Just that level of trust and willingness to try new things was really the goal of the project that I had started, and to have it so beautifully wrapped in that one little quote was really awesome. Oh, I have lots. I'm really lucky. At the sister site of that school, there was a moment where I was walking up to the school with my bus tub full of tools and ingredients, and a little boy turned to his friend and he said, "Look, Chef Liz is coming. We eatin' today." I really loved that. There was a moment where I was at an after-school event, and I was able to contact or get in touch with parents. And there was a man who told me this story of how vividly he remembered the experience of trying star fruit for the first time in his 3rd grade classroom, and it's now 30 years later, and he still so vividly remembers this experience of trying this new food this one time. And it was at the beginning of this year, so we already knew that SNAP-Ed was sort of ending, and it just really reaffirmed to me that these experiences actually have a long-lasting impact on people. And so to have the opportunity to continue to be able to do that, I'm really grateful for. This lunch tasting series that I was able to do, I was really able to gather so many great and classic golden nugget quotes from these kids. We always tell our kids when we do tastings "Don't yuck my yum." And there was a day I was in a classroom making a recipe with raisins, and raisins aren't my favorite food, and I know that they aren't everybody's favorite, so I was trying to acknowledge it in a really fun way. And so I had already brought it up, and I was ready for the conversation. I was seated at a table with the little kids, and somebody started to say that they didn't like raisins. And this one little boy said, "Hey, don't yuck my yum." And then he turned his little head to me and he goes, "You taught me that." And I was oh, my whole heart, right? They really drop all these just beautiful little memorable moments. And it's funny because I started focusing on the quotes because my organization wants quotes in our event reports, right? Because they're fun and they're shareable. But it's really been a very self-fulfilling and enjoyable process to kind of focus on these little gems, because the kids say the darndest thing aspect of it. And it really it works in both ways. It's very personally satisfying to remember these experiences and have these great little quotes about it. And then it also works on the opposite end for the organization, for the fundraising, for the stakeholders. This is what they like to hear. So it's fun to be able to be the person out there collecting these experiences that end up being what people talk about.